One, two, three, start. The COVID 19 pandemic is an opportunity to reshape the world order and put in place systems that can tackle the problems of today and challenges of tomorrow through an inclusive approach. Prime Minister Narendra Modi said on Tuesday, noting that India has supplied vaccines to more than 80 countries despite many constraints. Modi said while addressing the inaugural session of the Raisina dialogue that the country will continue to share its expertise and resources with the whole of humanity to fight the pandemic. The Raisina dialogue is the External Affairs Ministry's flagship conference on geopolitics and geoeconomics that is being held this year as a fully digital event because of a spike in COVID-19 cases around the world. More than a dozen foreign and defense ministers were earlier expected to attend the event in person. The COVID-19 pandemic has presented us an opportunity to reshape the world order, to reorient our thinking. We must create systems that addresses the problems of today and challenges of tomorrow, Modi said, and we must think of the entire humanity and not merely of those who are on our side. Equitable distribution of COVID-19 vaccines can be achieved only with the creation of additional manufacturing capabilities in countries such as India. External Affairs Minister S. Shekhar said on Tuesday. At the opening day of the Raisina dialogue, Shekhar said that India's vaccine Maitri approach was trying to ensure no one gets left behind. There is a need for additional production capabilities for vaccines, and without it, distributive justice by itself will not be adequate, he said. India-China border tensions remain high despite pullbacks of forces, and although a war between India and Pakistan is unlikely, crisis between them will become more intense, risking an escalatory cycle, the US intelligence community said on Tuesday in its annual assessment of threats around the world. It added that under the leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, India was more likely than in the past to respond with military force to perceived or real Pakistani provocations, and heightened tensions raise the risk of conflict between the two nuclear armed neighbors, with violent unrest in Kashmir or a militant attack in India being potential flashpoints for the US. The intelligence community saw China as a near-peer competitor, challenging the US in multiple arenas. Russia as pushing back against Washington where it can globally, employing techniques up to and including the use of force. Iran was described as a regional menace with broader malign influence activities, and North Korea as a disruptive player on the regional and world stages. The report released by the Office of the Director of National Intelligence said China was seeking to use coordinated whole-of-government tools to demonstrate its growing strength and compel regional neighbors to acquiesce to Beijing's preferences, including its claims over disputed territory. Stop.